all the earthquakes, we've had a lot of liquefaction come through, like most Cantabrians. 3/4 of our section was actually liquefaction. We had no power, no water for a lot of the time. We didn't want to move. We wanted to stay here because we liked where it was. We had a phone call from EQC saying, "Would like to use your section as a trail." My husband and I went along and met all the other families that have been asked, and we signed up straight away.
The purpose of this pilot program is to construct these different types of ground improvement on sites which actually are going to have people's houses built on them.
We refer to it as mass stabilisation, others have referred to it as soil mixing, but essentially they're the same thing.
The objective of this ground improvement method is to blend dry cement powder with the soil. What we do is mix up the soil to loosen it, and then we inject dry cement powder and blend that with the soil while it's in a loosened state. That then sets like concrete. This gives us what we call a cement stabilised raft. It extends to a depth of 2 metres and then sits on top of the weaker liquefiable material at depth. So the purpose of the method is to give us a raft which a house can sit on top of, generally reduce the effects of the earthquake and improve the performance of this piece of land. At this site we've been and taken a number of samples, taken them back to a lab, mixed different quantities of cement with those samples, left them to cure for various periods of time, and then tested those samples. So it's not just a blanket rule, it's site-specific investigation so that we make sure we achieve what we need to. One of the testing sites was a block or two away where we used blasting to simulate an earthquake. We constructed some cement stabilised rafts and then used explosive charges to simulate earthquakes. This effectively liquefied the ground, and we're able to measure what sort of settlement had occurred. Now that we've got the data from that, we know that'll work, we know the criteria and the strengths that we need to achieve. And the point of these works is to work out how much it's actually going to cost and how we're going to implement it on a wider scale. The in-situ cement mixing is particularly suited to silty soil. Not all ground improvement types are. Once we've built our cement stabilised raft, we then compact approximately half a metre of silt back on top of that. The purpose of that is so that people can still grow a garden, install services beneath the house and things like that, because it wouldn't be very practical to dig into the stabilised soil. Once we've finished the stabilisation works, we place that layer on top, compact that material, and then a TC2 type foundation can be built on top of that.
They've done all the soil mixing. They're going to come in with all the topsoil they took away originally, and then we're going to be able to put all the grass seed in, and we're going to be able to start building very shortly, which is the exciting part.
The majority of us are Christchurch-based staff, and just about all of us were here for all of the main earthquakes, so it's good to be a part of helping people get back on their feet.
We're just pleased to be able to be a part of the trial and to give back to Cantabrians, so yeah, everyone can move forward and rebuild and get their lives back.